Hello there. So this is another summer sit-in video, except this time I'm recording here on my computer. Um, I was thinking about doing, I might do editing on this, just light touch up, just maybe a little music. I don't know if I'll do that though. It's possible I might, but I might as well just upload this on onto my channel, raw form anyways. Um, So I was gonna play some more Minecraft. I was considering doing Minecraft PvP for a bit or something like that. Maybe playing around with some mods. But I really wasn't feeling it. You know, I you know, I today's been a long day. Nothing bad really happened. Um but it was pretty hot and humid work day. So that was super lovely and fun to work in. Fortunately, work wasn't too bad though. But anyways, so actually now I'm recording. I'm thinking about, is it possible if I can get this? No, that's not. Never mind. Hopefully that didn't mess with the video quality. Oops. Oh, if it did, sorry. But anyways, so um, I've kind of already talked about um at least a little bit about politics stuff and my study abroad trip and work and all these different things that have really been on my mind, or that I'm currently dealing with or will be dealing with later on this year. And I was thinking about, and I don't really want to make this video too much about those, although I might very well bring those up, but regardless. So again, today, nothing really exciting. Just went to work, woke up at 5:45, got ready, and then had some breakfast, cereal, and then, yeah, headed out and, went to work, did stuff there, nothing complicated, pretty simple, um, and then, just dealt with the weather, and then came back home. That was pretty much it. Me and my dad listened to some music, some podcasts, pretty frequently in the morning or the later afternoon, either when we're going over to the shop or when we're coming back home. One of these podcasts we've listened to has actually been called Data Over Dogma. I don't know if anyone, my audience has ever heard of that before or not. Um, but it's a pretty cool show. It's pretty much where these two guys, both named Dan, they one of them's an atheist, one of them is a Christian, and they kind of sit down, and kind of just discuss a lot of historical facts and arguments about different things in the Bible or different Christian beliefs or traditions. They kind of just explore this stuff together with a lot of humor. And they really dive deep into these things. And this has been kind of interesting. I listened to some of the stuff I haven't really been paying the most amount of attention to a couple of the last episodes, just because I kind of felt like I kind of already kind of got the gist of some of the stuff, or at least it wasn't really the stuff I was quite as interested in personally, but it was still really cool getting to hear about that, those kind of things. So I think in the episode that we listened to today, it was about what was it? It was like this really small book in the Bible, and it was I can't remember what it was called right off, but it was like it was one of the ones right next to like Zechariah or something like that. I mean, I haven't. That's crazy to think. You consider, you know, you consider myself a Christian, but I haven't really I haven't really read. I haven't really looked at the Bible really all too much in a while now. You know, well, I mean, I've definitely read some verses when I've been at church, but I mean, like, besides that, right? You know, outside of church, that kind of thing. You know, um, but anyways, if I could just remember what the name of the book was, that'd be really nice. But regardless, kind of interesting is just a little bit of a history thing with that, and they're kind of just trying to compare some different stories and kind of just talking about the whole sort of idea of did was I think of something like did some of the people who were writing the book, a lot of the books in the Bible, or who compiled them or something like that, did they basically take their stories from elsewhere, from other cultures, and kind of just exploring what that might have looked like, or how true that is, and all that kind of stuff. um Long story short, nothing really crazy with that. um no really super exciting um finds, but still kind of cool to learn about a little bit. So anyways, actually with podcasts though, I don't really, besides with my dad, I don't really listen to podcasts very much. It's not because I don't like them. I do um sometimes, but I often just listen to music. And most of the time I just kind of just forget that podcasts kind of exist. So I don't even really think to put on one where I'm kind of just maybe a bit mentally preoccupied. And I don't really want to be trying to, just be like, I'm just going to be filtering a lot more people's voices on something, and trying to really deeply process that. Um, Especially if I'm really tired, early morning or later afternoon, where I'm tired both before I go to work and after. Who isn't? But anyways, nonetheless. So but yeah, so I listen to a lot of music um pretty frequently. I mean, I often do. Let me go and try to pull up on Spotify here and kind of shout out some of the names of oh, this might have accidentally opened the DJ. Me oh, never mind. That's fine. So some different artists that I've listened to a lot have been Cut Copy. I've listened to let's see, what were the other ones? Pinot. No, that's not spelled inappropriate. It's just Pnau. Keep that in mind. Tame Impala, Strange Talk, For King and Country, Monk, spelled with U. Um, Empire of the Sun. So, a good handful of Australian artists right there. Alongside of some other different artists, listen to. I don't know if these are all Australian or not, but I doubt it. But one one's called Sidewalks and Skeletons. Another one's called, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Metronomy. I also listened to a bit of Fits and the Tantrums. I listened to a little bit of BOP, Bop, whatever, however that artist goes by. And Subwave. And then I started to listen to a little bit of classical music. See, getting a phone call from a friend there. Let me go ahead and text him real quick. 'Cause, I might have to end this video just a minute or two. Maybe do a part two of this video. saying I can respond in a minute if you need to. Okay. Um. So that's kind of just the music I've listened to pretty recently. Um. And then, oh yeah, and then I also started listening to. I thought I said it in a video, but maybe I didn't. Uh, but about, I want to say it was like not this Saturday. I don't think it was the Saturday before that. I think it was either the last Saturday, before this last, you know, before a couple days ago, the week before that, that Saturday or the one before that, we started listening to, um, or I started listening to a, okay, so a voicemail from him. I'll check that in a minute. um, sorry, sorry, friend. Trying to talk this stuff, but I'll get to you. I promise. Um, where was I? All right. Um, listening thing. So, yes. So I started listening to some of the Percy Jackson series, the second series, Heroes of. Actually, what was it called again? Was it called Heroes of Olympus? I'm trying to remember what it was called. Let me pull that up. I'm trying to pull it up so I can see if my internet will. Excuse me. Yes, it's called Heroes of Olympus. So I started listening to that. Unfortunately, it's not the official recording by recording because you have to pay for that. But this is another random kid that he was reading it for the first time. He recorded this whole thing. He has a little bit of commentary, but nothing too much. It's kind of fun. So anyways, I'm gonna go see what my friend's up to, and maybe we'll make a second part of this video. I don't know. Kind of mostly, I didn't really talk about the main thing I wanted to in this first part, but it's all right. Anyways, see you next video. So, peace out.